His action may be at the polling stations, but the country's eyes are all on the 57 Republican delegates in the Hoosier state, putting their weight behind one of just 3 candidates. It may be winner-take-all for the GOP, but the process is all but simple. We want to bring in one of those 57 delegates right now, Thomas John. He's chairman of the 7th Congressional District of the Indiana Republican Party. Thomas, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Can you take us behind the scenes a bit? What are you expecting today?
Well, on the election today, I think we need to watch. I think, honestly, Donald Trump probably is looking like he's going to have a big day, come away potentially with as many as north of 50 delegates out of the state. Some places to watch would be up in Kosciuszko County, which is the 2nd district, which is north central of the state. If Senator Cruz doesn't win big there, he's probably at risk of not winning that because that's one of the districts that really matches up with him. The same is true of Allen County in the northeast part of the state and Hampton County in the north suburbs of Indianapolis. Conversely, if Mr. Trump does well down in Vanderburgh County, Clark County, in the southern part of the river part of the state, then he's probably going to lock up those districts and he could end up winning 51 or more of the districts, I think.
Wow. Well, we know that this entire process is being scrutinized right now. It's not black and white, so let's go through it, because 30 delegates are bound to the statewide winner. 27 are awarded by congressional districts. So help the voters understand the process here, Thomas, because some people look at this and say, you know what, I thought my vote mattered, but actually the delegate votes matter. My vote doesn't matter.
Well, it's a bifurcated process. Obviously, today we have our primary results, and that will tell the delegates how they're going to vote when they go to the convention on the first ballot. And if somebody has reached the 1237 mark, in this case, the only person that can do that is Mr. Trump, then, in fact, those delegates and the votes in the primary do matter, they do bind, and they will be actually the transferred result. The way the delegates are actually selected, though, is a grassroots process. It starts with, on the ballot actually this year, there are precinct committeemen who are grassroots activists, about 5,000 of them across the state. They elect county chairmen and reorganizations of the party, which next time will be next spring. And those county chairmen then collect by congressional district and elect district chairmen. So then for each of those districts, the district chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and treasurer put together a slate. And when they're putting together that slate, they're really looking at a few things. They're looking at people who may be office holders and have a long history in the party. They're looking at people that perhaps have raised money and given money to the party and been stalwarts in the party in that way. Or they're looking at people who are really strong grassroots advocates. They're out knocking on doors, making phone calls, and things like that. And then they put together a slate which goes before all of those county chairmen from that district and vice chairmen from that district. Right. And they vote to endorse it.
Well, who are you endorsing? Yeah, let me just ask you, who are you endorsing, and what was the process behind that? Were they trying to lure you in any way? Were you getting threatening emails? We were getting reports that some delegates were getting threatening emails. Give us that behind the scenes. What went on in order to get your support?
So as far as my support, there were a lot of people coming into the process that had expressed their opinions. They were sending emails, some of them from all of the different camps. I'm actually on Governor Kasich's steering committee, so I'm supporting Governor Kasich. I have made some comments that were critical of Donald Trump. I still have very grave concerns about his rhetoric and the anger of the tone of what he does when he speaks. And that was expressed, and I began getting emails, including ones that were pretty dark, saying that referencing funerals and referencing my family and saying I was being watched. So that was a concern when we came in. And it was really something that was unexpected in this process, because typically, I hate to say it's perfunctory, but it's generally been a perfunctory process of selecting delegates until this cycle.
And do you know who sent you those threatening emails?
We have email addresses, but to the best of my knowledge, nobody's ever been able to track down who the people are. They were Gmail addresses and such that somebody had probably made up. You know, the officials have looked into it and said that we don't win.
If John Kasich doesn't win, can you see yourself ultimately supporting the front runner? And if it is Donald Trump, will you support him?
When we get to the convention in July, we have one goal as delegates, and that is to put forth the best Republican candidate for victory in November. That's the person that will help win races in the House and the Senate, and the person who ultimately win the presidency. And I'm keeping an open mind between here and there. I have my opinion now, which is Governor Kasich. But if it's Mr. Trump and we're bound as Indiana delegates to vote for Mr. Trump, then that's what we'll do. And if it's a second ballot and he's the best person, all the people that I know that are delegates just want to do the best by the party and do best by the citizens of Indiana.
Sure. Okay. Well, it's going to be some convention. We will see you in July. Thomas, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Look forward to it. Thank you.